What's going on, y'all? My name is Q. I'm a variety streamer. I do art, I DJ, but I've been loving Marvel Rivals a lot. So I wanted to record this placement match into Grandmaster and just kind of go through my thought process. So I hope you enjoy and feel free to pull up to these streams. I don't say too much, so I think I can play the audio through and it should be calm. Oh, I gotta stop hovering off this. So a few things like out the gate that I try to do whenever I'm playing with Thor is this map is like it's got some of the like best high ground points that you can utilize just frame one. I pop out and try to grab high ground so that I can get an idea of like who they picked and how they're positioned. I don't want them to have it. I want to make sure that I have a good feel for like who's on the team, where people are positioned. And with Thor, he's got this awakening state that does extra damage. It does a crazy amount of damage and super fast, but it can be extremely punishable. So I figured that it made the most sense for me to pop it while there is still some separation and I can, get a little bit of damage off. So one thing that I'm doing, Thor like Venom can be a decent diver, but he doesn't have the same amount of mobility as maybe a Venom does. So you kind of want to be mindful just in general with tank, how far you're separating yourself from the rest of the team. I push and try to advance here and there, but the second that I start hearing that I'm losing the health, I immediately 180 and get back to heals. And of course, you want to make sure that you're peeling too. Like if your supports are getting, they're getting dove by DPS or tanks, you want to make sure that you're turning and helping them, keeping them alive and whatnot. So I'm still kind of like, I'm pushing a point. I come back to dome. Anytime that I like put myself in a rough position on this map, I immediately try to use the environment to like lessen the damage that I'm taking more or less. And at this point, I'm just like holding a line. I'm holding that point. One thing I will say, like, the more that you know these maps, the more you know about the health spots, the better off you're gonna be. That's people will complain. They will complain about no heals and not know where on the damn map the heals even are. And it absolutely perplexes me. The heals was right around the corner. You could have just hit a 90-90 and been good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pulling back natural cover and I'm waiting for my team to regroup because I don't need to be on the point. I don't need to be on the point if no one else is there. But at the same time, I don't need to keep fighting through and trying to pick one of their people off because that is just going to create, a pattern of staggering that I'm trying to just eliminate, especially as a tank. So I hear heals, so I get back on the point. Other tank is here. He going through some things. I see Thor, and it's lunchtime, or so I thought. The way that I will use his ult is one of two ways. I'm either baiting another ult, using it to separate, their team from ours. I said two ways. I lied. Or I see that one of their squishies is half health and I can take them out. If I could take one person out, then sweet, boom, calm. But yeah. So that doesn't work. Al Luna pops her ult, so I know that I have the option to push out, you know, or I can come back to the ult. So I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. Thankfully, I had a solid little team that was sticking together. There are certain ults you want to be kind of cautious of your spacing with the rest of your team, but I wasn't seeing them exploit the fact that we were staying together as much as we were. So, you know, I'm essentially just doing damage the whole time, and you know, constantly it's minks or us, it's binks or us. I'm just swinging, bink, 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 and anytime that my health gets literally to 50%, I start turning back and looking for my heals. They weren't diving it, like they weren't flanking much at all, so that was, you know, my cup of tea personally. Sorry about the lag, but yeah, we they popped ult. I was able to survive it. 1, 2, that ult wasn't really supported with high damage from the rest of the team, so I think it got me low, but not low enough to take me out, obviously. And then you saw what I did. I immediately went back. I went to the heals on the map, because the less that I, as a tank with so much health, am relying on support to heal me, the more efficient the support is actually going to be. So if I'm close to map heals, it's just going to make our team work even more optimal. So boom, and that made total sense to me. You know, this is like a prime example of you know, just getting cooked. So I hit point again. I'm trying to hold it. I dive back accidentally, but again, natural cover, so that's not as punishable as it could have been. It's Binks or us. So this, I need y'all to understand. This, at this point, I was like, oh yeah, we absolutely got this, because there are enough of us on the point. Their team's getting deleted, and one of my supports is pushing with me, trying to eliminate one of their DPS. That, you know, we're trying to create that pattern of staggering for them. I know that Namor is a problem. So the second that I saw he was alone, I was like, I need to at least get him out of the picture so that we can close on this point. So at this point, I think, yeah, their team's pretty separated. I don't really, there are some ults I'm personally not gonna bother. If I can't even see where the ult is coming from, I'm looking for natural cover. And in this scenario, it just didn't make a ton of sense to me why you would pop your ult there. Usually, especially with Star-Lord, you know, you're popping an ult on a flank. I think that there was enough distance that like we could literally all take natural cover and it'd be chill. So of course, strange TP, I hear it immediately where it's from. I immediately ping, and understand this: I do not mess with Hawkeye or any hit scans whatsoever. I know Hawkeye's not a hit scan, I know, but he be scanning and he be hitting. And he don't be missing, and I needed to make sure that that was not the case in this match. Him coming through the portal was an L on his part, because he's already closing the space for me. So boom, bink, bink. One thing that I see, especially in high elo, Thors do, they will take their dash and send them upward or send them towards you know, their own team, or send them off the map, just basically anywhere but forward towards the rest of their team. So I'm always trying to do that too. I pull back. I'm you know, there's not too much space between me and the rest of the team. I'm staying on point for the most part. And if I see anybody that's like far enough away from the rest of the team. Boom, I got this cover on my left. I got Dagger in front of me. I'm trying to ship and handle that so that they're short on support. And you know, I get a little overzealous, but look at the situation. I got natural cover again. Boom. I trigger my lightning realm so that it does slow them down. Hawkeye's, you know, he's hitting me for a few. I do go down here because I'm half health. I'm focusing the support. This Thor I'm not too worried about. I mean, they absolutely crumble here. I pop ult for separation and boom. Boom, boom.